Cool. You good? How's your day? Good.
How's the knee?
It's cool. Got treatment on it yesterday. See how I feel tomorrow.
You able to do stuff in practice though?
Yeah, we had practice today, so good one. I feel good. Good for us to reset, after these last couple games and, continue to find ways to get better.
Cam was talking about your guys' defensive communication and how you guys can get better there. Where do you stand on that? Where do you feel like you guys can improve as communicators defensively?
Just doing a better job of communicating, doing what we got to do, executing our defensive game plans, and when we have those shoot-arounds, we have those practices, continue to find ourselves being more cohesive with each other.
What was your preconceived notion of Cam, the person, before you were teammates, and now that you're teammates with him?
That's a good question. I knew he was fiery. He was a competitor, and he seemed to be, to me, from far away, to be a player that players hate to go against, but love when they're on their team. And I feel like I was right. He's a guy that is causes so much havoc and does so much for his team that he's on. And now that you get to call him a teammate, you just see how special he is for every team he's been on.
How important is it to have a guy with just his appreciation for where he is in his career? Like, he was a lottery pick who's obviously bounced around, played in China. I think yourself, too, you're a guy that brings, great, joy to the locker room. How far does that go throughout the course of the season, and how important is it for a group?
I think it's important. It's a long season. It has a lot of peaks and valleys, and as even for us, having a season where we're winning at an all-time record or all-time pace, and we're still finding ourselves in those valleys of trying to figure out who we are and how we could be better as a team and how we could be the best version of ourselves. So bringing joy to the locker room, not losing the major factor in all of this is that this is fun. While it's a job, it's hard. It's good to have fun at your job too and enjoy what you're doing. So I think not only just me and Cam, I think all of us in the locker room, we have a special group of guys that come in every day to bring joy and happiness to everybody. So whatever they may be dealing with off the court, in that locker room together at practice at these times, they could let all those stresses go and just, enjoy life for a second.
How do you balance the success that the team has enjoyed this year with the difficulty that you've had against Boston, against Cleveland, and OKC?
No, I think it's, we understand we have certain expectations on us, and we want to fulfill those and also exceed them. And, so like you said, those teams we haven't played the best against this year, and we haven't come out on top. But we stay confident in this locker room. We continue to move forward. We continue to find ourselves getting better every single day. And, we're hoping that we could be the best version of ourselves in this team when it's playoff time and when the time is needed.
It sounds like you get great confidence because of.
Does that give you great confidence about the valleys and does that give you great confidence because of the guys that are in that locker room?
Yeah. I mean, I'm very fortunate and thankful that I have experience in different situations going into the playoffs. So, to be in a situation like this where we got a guy, I think we all know, and it's very well known, I think, outside as well, that we have a great group of guys in that locker room that instill confidence into each other and empower each other, even when the times are not going as planned, So it's important to have that kind of continuity, to have that kind of unity, because it's not going to be easy to accomplish the things that we're talking about and the expectations that are on us. So, to be able to find comfort in each other in those tough times is going to be important for us.
How do you anticipate Mitchell affecting the defense? You guys just watching him in practice for every day, knowing what you know about him.
Who said Miles last time? That Deuce was Miles. Was it you?
No, that was, it might have been Steve.
Steve?
I think he called,
Okay.
They called
Yeah.
Miles, like, who?
I was like, yeah, I like it. I just Mitchell and Mitch. I've never heard the Mitchell part, but Money Making Mitch is good, man. I think that we're going to be very fortunate that with his presence out there, it's going to be a huge benefit to our team, and he already brings a lot to us on the locker room side. So it's going to be great to be able to have him lace up his shoes and be on the court with us.
Curious to get your perspective on this, because you had Tibbs and then you continue your career without him. He continues his career without you, and you get reunited. So you have this unique sort of perspective of Tibbs that most players don't have, where you had this long break in between playing for him. Is there anything at all that is different about him than when you had him last time, in terms of his character, in terms of the way that he conducts practices, philosophies, basketball-wise, non-basketball-wise? Is there anything that stood out to you this year? Is like, oh, that could change.
I think for me, I just love to see him enjoying life. I think he's enjoying it more, and that's what's really awesome to see is that, there's so much stress and that comes with being an NBA head coach, let alone an NBA head coach for the New York Knicks, and to just see the way that he's appreciating life and appreciating the opportunity and having fun and doing it. I think it's great that I think sometimes we get those magical moments like with Josh and JB on their podcast with Tibbs calling in, or those certain moments where I think he does a wise joke with y'all in media. I think it's great that he's starting to show his personality a little more, because he is a funny guy when you get the chance to talk to him, and I think that he's for all how strict and how much effort and passion and concentration he puts into his job as a coach, into the game of basketball. Sometimes lost in translation is who he is as a human being, and he's someone that has definitely got a chance to show more of his personality, and I'm very happy for him and appreciative of that moment too, because not many people get to see it.
There have been a lot of players who've said that he's like sneakily funny. Let me see it too.
Yeah.
But he's sneakily funny specifically in practices.
Oh, for
like
sure.
Somebody will
for
do
sure.
something at practice, like you'll be on the court drilling.
Oh yeah, for sure, for
Can
sure.
you give us an example of like how that comes through? I imagine you edit out some 4-letter words.
I think one of the few times when I first got here is when we're having practice. We understand it's going to be a tough practice. It's going to be, even though we're winning, you're going to have a long practice. We got a lot of things to cover and everything. And then all of a sudden he goes, one of those moments is like playing with Josh Hart, and I'm about, Josh Hart, 2 free throws, practice is over if you make both of them. And, like you said, Tibbs a little bit, and he's over here like, I know we're going to have practice, keep going. I just want to give y'all a break. Josh goes up there, hits both free throws, practice is over. So those little moments like that where he gets to show his personality, and that's just a simple moment. There's been a lot more moments. I think y'all heard about one about the podcast, go shoot the podcast with him and JV, and that was funny. So there's a lot of moments that Tibbs really gets to show his personality, and like I said, I'm just happy for him as not even as a player of his, but just as a friend of his, just to be able to see his personality shining through more and more every day.
The fact that he can do that, is that just like as he's older and a growth thing? I mean, where he feels more.
I think we all grow, though.
Yeah.
I think we all grow. I don't think he's the same man that he was when I was with him in Minnesota, nor am I the same man that was at Minnesota here. Life has put us on different journeys with different obstacles, and we've had to fight through them. Him his own obstacles and mine with mine. So I think that with all of that, with age comes growth, comes wisdom, comes experience, and things you think that were important years ago are just not important anymore in your life now. And I think we all could speak to that in our lives, where we thought something when we was younger was so important to us, and we got older and we laugh at the fact that we thought that there was importance in that moment or in that goal or that accomplishment. So I think we're just both different men, like I said before.
In articles about you, in shows about you, people have been saying Karl-Anthony Towns having his best season ever.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you're having the best season?
I don't know. I feel like I've had some really, really great seasons, and but I think the only constant in all that is I continue to put the work in, regardless of what people thought or not. So I'll let the fans decide that. They could do all that work and stuff. I just want to keep worrying about what I could control, putting that work in every single day, coming here with a great attitude, a great mentality, and then helping us win.